Hi everyone, welcome back to Kubrick Corner with me, Sean Wilson. I hope you're all well. Firstly, an apology. This is the first of these reviews that I've done in a while, and thank you for everyone who's followed my channel and dropped constructive comments. So I really, really appreciate that. So we've just come through the BFI London Film Festival 2020, and I'm here as to present the first of a series of reviews based around titles from this year's LFF. Originally, it was going to be my aim that I was going to review each film as it was released throughout the LFF, and the various things have kind of waylaid me, and I haven't been able to do that. But I'm going to now review most, if not all, of the films that I've seen in a retrospective sense, because there are lots and lots of really, really great films that are being seeded out variously theatrically and on streaming over the next few months. Again, it's now a bit of a challenge to determine when and where we're going to be able to watch these films, given the parlous state that the exhibition industry finds itself in. But there are great films that are going to be coming out there, and it's a privilege as a press delegate of the LFF to have watched those films, and now I can tell you about them in advance of said films coming out. So for the first time this year, the LFF went online. There was an online festival platform that journalists like myself could access and basically gorge on as many films as they wanted, which is great. Normally, you have to go to London to actually watch all of the films and then rotate between the various cinemas. So this year it was more democratically aligned, and also there were various satellite cinemas around the country, including Bristol's Watershed Cinema, which is like my second home, which showcased actual in-person world premieres of various LFF titles, which is really, really great. And I have to say, I think this year's LFF was terrific. Trisha Tuttle, the head of the LFF, and the rest of the team, I think, have done a superb job this year of bringing a really diverse canvas of films. So I'm here to talk about my first film is Disney-Pixar Soul. I'm not going to necessarily do these film reviews in any order. It just depends on how the thoughts are pinballing through my head and which film is on my mind at various stages. So this is the new, as I said, Disney-Pixar movie from Pete Docter, who made Inside Out, won an Oscar for Inside Out, which was an extraordinary movie that literalized the idea of our emotions and how our emotions guide us through day-to-day life. Pete Docter now comes back with a spiritual sort of twist on that, in which it's co-directed by Kent Powers, who has also written the screenplay for another LFF movie that I watched called One Night in Miami, which is terrific. I'll review that separately. So this is a really interesting collaboration. Jamie Foxx voices a jazz artist named Joe, who is a high school band teacher who has aspirations of becoming a player in a jazz band. On the point of achieving this, he dies in tragic circumstances, and he is transported to this wondrous other realm where he basically finds out how souls are destined to end up in certain bodies, how souls are formed, what personalities they have, and so on. Again, the Inside Out comparison bears fruit. And there have been very, very glowing reviews of this. I have to be honest, I was a bit more mixed on it. I thought visually it was extraordinary. I love the mixture of the organic, warm, sort of 3D CGI animation that we've come to expect from Pixar, with the almost kind of like pencil-like 2D rendering of I'm not quite sure how you describe them, the beings that basically oversee the soul management process. They almost look like the pink elephant from Dumbo. So visually, I thought it was really good. I'm not sure whether it quite tied up all of the various threads that it wanted to do. I mean, I don't think the film ever quite got to grips with how funny or how serious it wants to play its central conceit, which is what I thought Inside Out did very well. Inside Out introduced an astonishingly complicated process to a whole range of audiences, whole range of ages, but it made it very accessible, and it was very, very universal. This is similarly universal, but I think it's more confused about how comical and how philosophical that it wants to play it. And it's a very, very heady concept. I mean, where does our essence come from? It is, it's something that applies to all of us. I don't think it quite had the dramatically satisfying art that Inside Out did. There is one moment, a montage moment, I won't give away the context obviously, which is devastating, and that really hit the sweet spot for me. I thought the voice cast was terrific. Visually, it's amazing. The soundtrack was actually very interesting. You've got Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross do this dreamy ambience for The Other Realm, and then John Batiste, the jazz artist, does all these jazz arrangements for the scenes set in Joe's home city of New York. That was really good. So aesthetically and technically, it was really good. There are emotional moments that remind you of Pixar's best. Narratively, I kind of thought it fell between the cracks a little bit. It's coming out on Disney Plus on Christmas Day. It was penciled in for theatrical. That's not going to happen now. It's coming out on Disney Plus, and I think that's a real shame. Personally, I think that the majesty, the visual majesty at least, demands the cinema screen. Unfortunately, mass audiences aren't going to get it. I'm talking to you having seen it on the big screen, and I consider myself very fortunate for that. But I would encourage everyone to go and see it, because although I wouldn't put it as top tier Pixar, it will leave you a lot to think about, for better or worse, and it looks and sounds amazing. So that is Disney Pixar's Soul, and that is my first LFF 2020 review. Return to Kubrick Corner soon for more of them, and I'll see you soon. Bye.